Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Tom Sheeran with Caroline Garrett. And we are talking today about your first offer and what to do. So our theme is, okay, I have to make an offer. Now what? So Carolyn, why don't you start off? So we're at the offer stage. What would say the most important first step is?
Well, I would consider the first step, after you freak out just a little bit, is to pick up the phone and call the listing agent for the property your buyers are interested in making an offer on, to confirm that you can still present an offer and have a conversation with them about any particulars that the sellers may be looking for in an offer that you can put in your offer that would make it more attractive to the sellers. And it may be something as simple as the sellers need to lease back for 30 days after the closing, or retain occupancy after closing, or the sellers have that they want to leave something or they want to take something with them, that you can adjust your offer with terms and conditions, inclusions and exclusions that would be more attractive to the seller. I would get all of that information from the listing agent, have that conversation with your buyers, and get all of that in your offer as you're putting it together.
And then follow up right after that. You want to call your client's lender, talk to them about the timeline, say, here's what we're looking at. How quick can you do it if we need to go a little quicker than 30 days? What kind of time frame do you need for financing and appraisal contingencies? And by the way, Mr. Lender, can you reach out to the listing agent and have a chat with them too on our behalf? And believe us, nobody else hardly does that. So
no, as the agent representing the buyer, if you have the lender reach out to the listing agent, that is absolutely key and will go a very long way to helping the seller's agent and the sellers feel far more comfortable with your buyers and their ability to get the property closed.
So there's two phone calls right away. And then now we're putting our documents together to make the offer. So use whatever document system you use. You can get it from FMLS or your brokerage or whatever system you compile those. But the important ones, of course, the purchase and sale agreement. And then you want to get, sometimes you've got to depend on and kind of hound the listing agent because you're ready to go now. So you want the property disclosures. If there's a community association disclosure, lead-based paint. Now, a good listing agent will already have those on the listing and in the FMLS. So
absolutely. In addition, you want to make sure that you have the legal description attached. And since you just had a phone call with the lender, you're going to have them make sure they provide you with that loan approval letter from the lender, and that you have all of the information from the lender about the details for your financing exhibit.
Yeah, so that's the financing and appraisal exhibits. Get all those in order. And then next, this is where the agent does the research and their homework. Now they've got to jump in and check out the comps, the list price, the sales price ratio. And why is all that important, Carolyn?
Well, the more you know, the easier it is. In presenting that information to the buyer, they can see what other buyers have done within the neighborhood or within the area when they have made an offer. So they have a general idea of what strategy they need to implement when they make an offer, so that it is the offer that will be accepted. Okay. The more you know with the information, the better chance you stand of making an offer that is the one that the seller wants to work with. If you just if you just randomly pick a number out of the blue sky, that may not work to your advantage.
Yeah, and another important thing too, when you're looking at all these numbers, and it helps us get our buyers to make a realistic offer too.
Mm-hmm.
If we're showing, 98, 99% list price to sales price ratio in the comps for that property, they can't come in $30,000
No.
less, and they've got to come in strong. And I always like the line, if they're thinking a lot less than you think is right, we can ask them, how are you going to feel if we lose that one?
Mm-hmm.
So that makes them thinking to be real. So we do all that. We got all these forms together. Now we're going to send it off to your buyer, and you want to get it e-signed, whatever e-signature program you use. Again, it's pretty easy to use. It's quick. And then as soon as we get it back, we want to send it to the listing agent. I always like to call them, text them, and then when you email it, ask for a confirm receipt of the property or the offer too.
Absolutely. As well as when you're having that conversation with the listing agent, making sure that you know kind of what the timeline is for the sellers to be reviewing this offer, or if they have multiple offers, and when you can expect a response. So you can set those expectations with your buyers up front, so that they know that it may be the next morning before we have an answer, or it may be sometime that night. One of the other things that I like to do in presenting an offer to the seller's agent, and we are both ninjas, and we really like to use the ninja mindset as often as possible, comes from Larry Kendall on clarity. And when you're sending that offer off to the seller and the seller's agent, he likes to talk about 5 things to present in a summary when you send your offer off. And that is price, terms, dates, inclusions and exclusions, and any contingencies that you might have. That way you are giving the meat of the offer and the important points up front when you are sending that offer over by email. He finds it very powerful. I think that it's wonderful information, and I'm grateful and thankful to everything that Larry Kendall has taught us in the past.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, that's it in a nutshell. We've all got this prepared. We send it off, and you just follow up. And that's a great point. During that initial phone call to the listing agent, ask them how quick can your seller client respond to our offer, and then that's what you write in too. But so that's it. It's pretty easy. There's several steps, but and we've got some written material we can send out to follow these steps and what you do precisely, just to make your offer stand out. And another thing, you can ask your lender if you can lock in your rate, because our rates have been fluctuating. They've been up, they've been down a little, and if you can lock it in at a lower rate right now, maybe for 30 or 60 days, and they go up, you're doing your client a big favor too by doing that. So that's it. That's how to make your first offer, how to put it together, how to make it stand out, and how to make it happen. So thank you so much, Carolyn. And
well, thank you, Tom.
Tom and Carolyn, and we'll be back for a follow-up in our next episode. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Goodbye.